Did you know that Case and Huff and Schlieder has been servicing customers in the tri-state area for nearly 100 years? As an independent insurance agency, they have the flexibility to find the right value for your business, farm, and personal insurance needs. Case and Huff and Schlieder is a locally owned agency. Their agents and support team are ready to help. Give them a call or find them on Facebook. Case and Huff and Schlieder, proud sponsor of the Muddy River News Business Spotlight. We're here on the Muddy River News Business Spotlight talking to Andrew Smith and to Ray Wiest about some exciting new business opportunities here in Quincy for these guys. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Well, the big news, R&R Golf is now under new ownership after years of course, Ray and his family being involved in it. But now Andrew has taken that over. Andrew, kind of talk a little bit about what led to this.
So Ray and I have spent a lot of time together, mostly from me buying way too many golf clubs throughout the years. But, that's just part of it. He
Sure.
and I had a good partnership, though, with some stuff in the past. And we thought we'd move this forward to ensure that R&R Golf is in Quincy and going strong for many, many years to come.
And Ray, how many years has R&R Golf been around?
We've been around. Mother's Day weekend this year will be 29. So, so we've been around for a very long time.
And, when Andrew approached you about this, what were your initial thoughts?
Shocked. I mean, that's what it is. Somebody took a lot of value of what you do, how you run your store. I felt like when he first approached me, and I actually could tell you the date, it was December 1st, 2020. That date will stick in my head for a long time. And when he come to approach me, it was really, really nice to know that somebody took a lot of value in what kind of work I done. And it always feels good that another successful business guy from Quincy, Illinois, has, looked at you and say, hey, you ever feel the time is right? I would love to talk to you about buying, your store and try to go forward with it. And, you get shell shock at first. And then after you do it, then you're like, and the more you talk to them and from the dealings we've done before, like, this could make sense. So, and when it makes sense to you and everything, you just go reach out and say, hey, we got to get this thing done. And it's been, so far, the initial stage has been absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, Andrew, with already being heavily involved in your family business with Smith Brothers and having a bushel of kids, didn't you have enough to do already?
Yes. I would say yes. We had plenty to do. I think it speaks kind of to what you had mentioned about Ray and his dad. It was always a very family vibe going into that. So it fit for us. I mean, that's how we feel we are at Smith Brothers. Is you want to be approachable, you want to offer, top-notch customer service, but it's about the people. At the end of the day, it's not about, necessarily everything that you're in there to get. It's about the experience with it. And, I think, kind of sentimentally about when my kids are old enough to be, working someday, whether it's at Smith Brothers next to my brother Phil's kids or at R&R, just that whole family dynamic and doing this for many years, it kind of just tied in well.
And also it ties in the fact that, one of the popular items you have at Smith Brothers is golf carts. And now you have a golf store to maybe show off some of those golf carts, perhaps.
Yeah, it definitely goes hand in hand. And to speak to Ray's credit, I was actually in Macomb delivering a golf cart today. Was having a conversation with a guy, and he started having a conversation about, hey, I'm going to Quincy here. I buy my stuff from Ray at R&R. When it's funny because I kind of unpacked that to him. He's like, "You got to be kidding me! This is wild. This is really cool."
It's awesome.
But it's amazing though, like as you spread out. So like, I've been in St. Louis delivering golf cars, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you're from Quincy. That's cool." The guy across the street always goes up there and buys golf clubs from him. It's just a small world, but it speaks volumes to the amount of quality customer service that comes out of Quincy that people from very far away want to do business with. And
in looking at this as well, with you talked about other partnerships. You guys are also involved in the kind of the operations of the Golf Pro Shop out at Spring Lake. That kind of goes hand in hand with this too, correct?
Yes, yeah. It actually does. One thing that when we first started, we talked about Spring Lake was in dire need of somebody being a merchandiser there. And so with my full-time job going on and everything like that, I couldn't take R&R Golf on and Spring Lake. I need to have a good partner to work with, and that's when I approached Andrew with it and said, hey, you know what, are you interested in doing something like this? And we kind of got to know each other a little bit more with it, and like all the ins and outs and how we do things. And also, too, because it's a lot different thing to do. Like, we're retail operated, and when you do Spring Lake, it's more service oriented. And so, like, the membership comes up to you because you answer to like 285 bosses that, you know, where, you know, like retail, they come in, you know, they come and they rely on you. But this partnership has been really, really good. The members at Spring Lake has really gravitated to it. They always ask, the common question we always get is, where you getting next? And and we kind of showcase what we're trying to do at Spring Lake, and it kind of reflects what we try to do at R&R Golf, and also I think it does what we do at Smith Brothers.
And I think, also want to mention that, of course, R&R Golf and Smith Brothers were charter advertisers on Muddy River News.
Right, yeah.
And we appreciate their support. That just means they get to keep their low advertising rates for a long, long time since they took that leap of faith with us. And now we're talking to them about this and their new venture. Let's go back to Smith Brothers a little bit, because, right before, we started Muddy River News and a little bit before, Smith Brothers kind of went home, so to speak. You moved back to the 5100 Oak location.
Yeah, so obviously we spent a lot of time, most of my childhood there.
Yeah.
And then, kind of stepped away for a few years when we moved next to Fuji. It's definitely nice to be back in that building. It's crazy to think we've been back there, though, like over a year and a half now.
Yeah.
We're going on almost 2 years, it'll be this fall. I don't want to move again, so we've nailed down that we're not moving. We'll be staying at the 5101 Oak location and not go anywhere in the future. But yeah, it feels good to be back there. Kind of feels like everything has come full circle, and we've learned a lot along the way, and going to keep pushing forward.
How has Smith Brothers dealt, and now that we are post-pandemic, post-supply chain, all that stuff, is that sort of getting back to normal now?
Somewhat. There's definitely some challenges still out there as far as getting some specific products in and kind of navigating what that looks like. I'm not sure it's a new normal, if you will, but it's definitely going to be here for a little while, just in different areas, and it may never be the same again. Whether that's good, bad, we'll see here over the next few years. But one thing doesn't change, and that's how you got to get up every day and get with it. So it doesn't matter what cards you're dealt, you're going to play that hand and get going.
Ray, have you adjusted to having a boss now, so to speak? You've always joked about the boss being mean to you when you were your own boss and all this stuff. You've had this transition been in effect about a month now. Have you adjusted, Ray? Let's say you're not adjusted, but have you adjusted?
I never adjust, but you know what? It's great to have somebody that I could bounce an idea off of. When you work by yourself, and you always go out there because you have no one really to turn to. Now, since this happened and everything, Andrew go, hey, I'm thinking this. And maybe he goes, yes, that could work. Or maybe he goes, no, Ray, I don't think you need to do this. Maybe we need to look at a different aspect. And you're looking for different ideas, different stuff going on. Like, he's been very instrumental of the Facebook page. I really want, as a guy working by himself, it's really hard to do something like, hey, I got to do the selling, got to do the buying, got to do the repairs, I have to do the paperwork. That behind the scenes, a lot of people don't know what a small business person does. And now, since Andrew is gracious enough that be a guy who wants be a boss man. I call him boss man. He doesn't like it so much, but it's always fun. I would do that, but somebody like that who's willing to take some of the burden away from you, but also be heavily involved, I think it works out to be almost like a perfect marriage. And so, like, to have him, a guy that actually is, we treat, it's not really being a boss and an employee. It's more of a partnership. So, we get here every day at work, 8 o'clock. Drink a cup of coffee real quick and, try to go over what we want to map out today. And then we try put to use, my motto is always, I said to everybody, is bring your A game every day. And so, yesterday was old news. Today's a new day. So, it really has worked, and it shows the efforts of what we have done early.
And Andrew, to your credit, Smith Brothers has always had, ever since you guys opened it up, has always had a very strong social media campaign. You know, whenever somebody buys a new piece of equipment, it's already on there and doing all the stuff you're supposed to do. Social media has really made it so much easier for a small business to get out there and let people know what they're doing.
Yeah, social media's come a long ways, and I honestly don't feel like I know probably what half of it is. My brother and I were just talking about that this evening. He's done really, really well doing some Instagram stuff, and I don't feel like I know anything about it. So just peeling back new layers all the time. And,
Sure.
It's amazing, though. People just want to see experiences. They want to see people out there having fun or getting something new, and just get to take that all in and kind of live it with them. So.
Yeah, it's been, and we always talk about how whenever, we're running ads and, we have the banner ads on our site, that can be the digital front door to your website. And still, obviously, Ray, you've sold stuff online for years. And I know that's one of the things that, along with social media was having, a real website kind of get going and do that kind of stuff. I know that's also in your future. And I think that's so critical. But again, it's, a lot of times people just want to come in and shoot the bull with Ray and then, Ray can talk them into buying something. And that's there's always going to be that. There's always, people talk about the Amazon world and everything we're doing, but really there's always still going to be, I still think there's going to be that one-on-one. There's always going to be the sales guy, the guy you walk in to see, hey, how you doing? I just don't think that's ever going to go away, especially a place like Quincy.
Oh, definitely. I think when you deal with golf clubs, and I think you deal with golf carts, you want to touch, feel, and everything like that. And, you want to know what the ball sounds like. You want to know what it hits like. You want to know how it feels in your hand. Same thing, I think he would tell you the same thing about golf carts, how the thing rides. You can buy it sight unseen, but do you know it really works? The one-on-one, is very, very important. I think you want to have a relation. It's all about relationships, actually. And so when you build a relationship, you build the trust, and we're going to guide you in the right direction. So you want to make sure with a customer that you got coming in is you want to treat them as your friend. And then when you treat them as your friend, you make a bond as you go as the bond and everything. We show them the journey of what the right things to take on, what not to do, and everything else. And so that's the one thing that I try to strive for, that, so people, we don't ever want to waste unnecessary money. Like we had a conversation today with a customer and go, hey, golf clubs are expensive. They're not cheap at all. But, make $100 mistakes is not a good thing. But we'll do everything very effectively to you. And then we can always add to it later, because in life, you always can add, but never subtract.
And, I think the one thing that you guys bring to the table with the golf cars, Andrew, is the fact the customization that you do. Nobody just wants to, hey, I'm going to take that golf cart and go take it right now. They always want to fix it up, don't they?
Yeah, it's it's kind of a unique space. Very similar to even the side-by-sides and ATVs. Everybody kind of wants to make something their own. I'm no different. That's kind of half the fun of having what something cool is to be unique with it. So we just want to be the guy. I think what kind of, to pile on what Ray said about relationships is, we always kind of talk about it at the shop about being their guy, meaning like when they say, hey, I need to get this, they're like, oh, okay, I have a guy for that.
Yeah.
You want to be that person's guy for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whether it's golf cars, golf clubs, side-by-sides, even if they just call you because they know you have information that you can help them with something there's nothing wrong with being those people's guy. Yep. Because it builds that relationship and it builds that bond. And when it comes time to spend money, it's much easier to do it with somebody you trust and have a relationship with versus some random dude you never met before.
Well, plus it's also, they're going to say, you're going to have a relationship with somebody like that, and they're going to go to somebody when somebody say, man, I'm looking at a new golf cart, or I'm looking at a new, ATV or whatever. And like, hey, I got a guy. And then that guy becomes your guy. And that's how it works. That's how business, the word of mouth, treating your customers well, giving them good service. I mean, yeah, you can buy all the billboards and banner ads and radio and TV, blah, blah, all that stuff. But the bottom line is it's that relationship with the customer that gets them coming back.
It's kind of what, was the perfect match, if you will, with Ray, because he has a business that is very much focused on customer service. I mean, at the end of the day, that is the main piece. You can have as many people walk in your door as you want, like you said, but if you're not going to treat them the way they should be treated and, give them respect and offer them all your products and they feel like you're there for them, then it's irrelevant.
It's exactly right. And same thing what he does over Smith Brothers, when you see the day-to-day operation. of him doing the same thing. Relationship. Hey, I went over Andrew Smith. He bought me bought a golf cart over here. We had probably, I would say, 4 to 6 times last year that somebody bought a brand new cart from Andrew, and they come over and bought a set of golf clubs because of the relationship status, and that's been wonderful. And what's great about it, they tell one guy, the other guy tells another guy, and then you're like, and you get like phone calls like I got one from outside Mississippi. He goes, "Hey, my friend from Farmington, Missouri, that he goes, I'm looking for a set of golf clubs from for my kid for Christmas." And you're like, "Okay, yeah." He goes, "Do you know this? Do you know such guy? And his wife and everything?" Goes, "Sure, yeah. Can you put this together?" "Absolutely, we could put that together for you." So it's really branches out not only in the local area, the tri-state area, but also around the 50 states. It's wonderful when you get referrals and everything else.
I can't wait to see you deliver a set of golf clubs to Alaska. That's going to be great. Thank you.
And, if I do, you want to take video of it?
Yeah, I'd love to go to Alaska.
That'd be
sometime.
dangerous though as a whole, because I'm pretty confident that had you asked anybody prior to March 1st if they thought Ray Wiest would be capable of operating a point of sale computer system, the answer would have been a hard no.
Yeah. He was still doing that.
He honestly has dominated and done great on that this whole month. So I figure I better give him some credit for being tech savvy. So next time he tweets something and you think, I don't know how this guy has a phone that operates, he can in fact use a computer.
Yeah, you know what? DraftKings had me at plus 580. So
that's how he got act was the DraftKings. That's how he got good on tech. So, last question in this deal: who got the soda machine? Who has the rights to the soda machine?
The one thing the deal, I'm just going to tell you right now, that the soda machine will always stay with me. That was not in the negotiation at all.
The Twitter account was a no-show.
Yeah, okay, well.
But
honestly, I think it's probably best. I consider that to be maybe more of a liability than it is anything.
True. It's a very rude soda machine.
In business dealings, you're like, okay, well, I got to make sure all of his accounts are taken care of and whatnot. And making sure that I'm not attached to any possible lawsuit down the stretch from Ray Soda Machine is probably a good.
You should have gotten him to put on the Twitter bio, Ray Soda Machine, not affiliated with Smith Brothers Power Sports.
That's your probably should.
Yeah, that's probably would be a good idea.
Dad and Phil are probably more nervous about that than anything. So.
I'm just a 2,000-pound admittable object, so yes.
Well, guys, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Again, thanks for supporting us. We're going to support you guys. And again, sounds like a great partnership. And let's hope for this weather to get clear so everybody can go play some golf.
That's right. Thank you, Bob, for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Bob, for having us. We really appreciate it.
Representing nearly 20 A-rated insurance providers, Case & Huff & Schlieder caters to most any type of insurance. Business, farm, home, auto, and health for nearly 100 years. Their team of experienced professionals is second to none in providing coverage for your insurance needs. Case & Huff & Schlieder will find the most cost-effective solution to your business challenges, and with their experienced agents, they know how to navigate the insurance markets. 100 years, an agency built on service, no matter what side of the river you call home. Give them a call today or find them on Facebook. Case & Huff & Schlieder, peace of mind since 1923.